All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed, as Bitcoin is in some crazy volatility. First of all, a huge shout out to the sponsors of the channel. A major shout out to Cipher. All right, the best trading indicator you could possibly use on TradingView. I love Cipher. Most of my trades are taken using only Cipher and nothing else. All right, it's a great indicator. Absolutely love it. Love the indicator. Huge shout out also to, I guess MEXC, the #1 exchange with the lowest deal on fees. Currently trading on them right now. Also a major shout out to BingX. I'm trading on BingX as well. Currently in a Bitcoin short from the top, guys. And right now we are experiencing some intense retest action. We are at a very, very, very key level because, yeah, we got this triangle here. And as you can see, the Bitcoin price ended up getting a fake out of the triangle to the upside right over here, taking out these highs, right? Not the high of the triangle, but these local highs, and then getting moved back into the triangle. Once we got to move back down into the triangle, we hit our first move down, then we came back for a retest, and then we came all the way back down to the bottom of the triangle, right? Well, currently right now, we have come down to fake out the bottom of the triangle, taking out this low, right? Not the lows, but this low. And now we've gotten moved to the upside, and we're coming back down to retest basically this trend line of the triangle, where we are going to be finding out whether or not Bitcoin is going to get a little bit of relief here or continue to the downside to hit a $100 to $200 Bitcoin by June. Can you imagine Bitcoin back at $100 by June? And now's the time. If you don't know what sarcasm is, please don't subscribe to my channel and please don't watch my videos. But for everybody else, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, because we are bringing you the juiciest Bitcoin updates here on YouTube, going through this price action as it's happening every single day. And we are very, very close to 200,000 subscribers right now. Got to give a huge shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, thank you guys so much for spending your time here this afternoon. And as usual, guys, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first, I guess, 30 minutes of the stream, we will be giving away 1,000 USDT. All right, shout out to Splashfire Films. He says, let's hold value area low for Bitcoin. Yeah, let's see what happens here. We are at a very, very key level for Bitcoin right now. Shout out to Ben. Ben's been bearish. He says suddenly everybody wants to short Bitcoin. Ben, he's been bearish from the beginning, all right? I call him Bitcoin Ben, the beginning bear. Bitcoin Ben, the beginning bear. The bear in the beginning. All right, lots of B's. Shout out to 19 Imperial. God bless you, my man. Shout out to Envy. Shout out to Hawk Merlin Studios, who says congratulations on the baby. Thank you so much, Hawk Berlin Studios. Thank you. Shout out to Warren McCarty. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Shout out Gazgano. Shout out to DJ Gizmo. He says like the effing video. Huge shout out to Dome Life. He says smash it, you buzzard sniffers. Shout out to Keith Jeffs. He says what's up, Jason? 71300. You think we're coming up to 71300, my man? That would be absolutely crazy. Bitcoin to 300K, says DJ Gizmo. At some point we could see it. All right, shout out to Sushant Kumar. He says Bitcoin to retest 59.6 and then 100K. Yeah, I could see that happening as well. We're going to be going over the different scenarios. What would I do if I started with $50 and was left with 6? Well, I guess I would go back to the drawing board, my friend. Figure out what you did wrong and reverse engineer. And try and get that 6 back up to 50, man. You can do it. All right. Shout out to Asadullah Seek. He says, keep it up. Shout out to Danny Marie. Shout out to Meek Vision. Shout out to Sasso Sepone. He says, WTF question mark. All right. We got Miguel Santos in the house. He says, wait a sec. Is that a million or are my eyes playing tricks on me? A million what? A million what, my friend? Let's see here. $1 million in profit. Your eyes are playing tricks on you, bro. That's 1,000. dollars if you're looking at the profits there. You're looking at $1,000, not $1 million. Wish it was. All right. Shout out to Political Cow. Shout out to Realman. Shout out to Lazy X. Shout out to Damian Lins. Shout out to Fetty's Media and Avid Hoot. Yeah, I've just been scalping Bitcoin here, guys. Scalping these little long trades. All right, but I do want to head over to the real Bitcoin chart and do some actual analysis. So first of all, the first thing and most important thing I need to say, guys, is make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are trying to do a $1,000 giveaway today, and you don't want to miss that for sure. So Bitcoin, right? Let's talk about this right now. We got the move to the upside. When we got this move to the upside, we got a fake out of the triangle, and then a retest, and then boom, all the way back down to the low of the range. Currently, right now, we have made this low on Saturday. Now, we understand that there was some FUD, there was some news to assist with this move to the downside. We also understand that we are coming back down to a very important area of resistance, of support, right around this area, okay? So, right now, I'd say we need to be keeping our eyes on this very important level in the moment, because we are getting a bit of a retest. As you can see, we're coming down to retest the low trend line of this triangle here. And as we come down to the low, you can also see that we have ourselves the triangle and the value area low of the entire range. All right. So if we were to just look at this, like just based on the price action, just based on the chart, I could see why one would say, Jason, potentially we're going to see some higher prices. The reason is because we made ourselves a nice low. We came back inside of the value area low. We retested it. Then we made a higher high. Now we're coming back down for a higher low. Maybe one could say, all right, we're going to come back up now to the top of the range. I can see why somebody would say that. In addition, if we pull a Fibonacci from the low to the high locally here, right? From this first low we made to the high, we are also bouncing from the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. So there are three areas of intersectionality right here. I know all my fat, white, ambiguously gendered college students just got really stoked when I said intersectionality. This is me when I was majoring in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies back in college. A really fun time. Long story, I'm not going to go into it now, but you know, it's because of this degree that I got in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender studies that I actually got into trading in the first place. So I could understand why somebody would make a bullish case right here, but, all right, I am extremely neutral on Bitcoin in the immediate short term. My higher term time frame analysis for Bitcoin is still the same, which is sideways and down until the weekly bottoms out. Because on weekly market Cipher B, we have our red dot, right? Until we start to see this yellow oscillator cross the zero line, I'm expecting sideways and down, because every single time, this is the whole uptrend of 2023, 2024, every single time we print the red dot, sideways and down until the green dot, right? Sideways and down until the green dot. It is what it is. And there's definitely more room for sideways and down here as we're in the sideways range. But in the immediate short term, we have to recognize the fact that this triangle exists to wreck as many people as possible, all right? People along the breakout, they got absolutely wrecked. I'll bet you a lot of people are getting very bearish down here toward the low. They very well may get absolutely wrecked, right? We have to wait and see. If I was looking for a trade right now on Bitcoin, there's two places that I would be very interested in. One would be a higher low, basically coming back down to do something like this. But number two is coming back down to basically fill all of this that we did over the weekend. Because most of the time, when you are getting a low or a high put in on a weekend, that's not going to be the low or the high, right? Most of the time, it's not going to happen on a weekend. It usually happens on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. So when you see a Saturday low like this, and you see that we still have more levels that are key below that area, I would say keep your eyes on the potential of us coming down to this area for another bounce back to the upside, right? That's actually going to be a very, in my opinion, a nice potential trade that we could get this week, all right? Because this right now, in my opinion, is probably not the low. Now, another thing I would look for now, and something that we really do need to consider, is I understand that the candles did not close a lower low. In fact, this candle, this Saturday candle, objectively speaking, does look pretty bullish. We had a big wick and we closed the candle back inside the low of the range. But technically speaking, it did make a lower low on the daily time frame. Now, I'm the kind of guy, and you might not be this way, but I don't really care necessarily much about the candle closes. If I see that the price has made a lower low, even if it's just a wick, to me that is a lower low. All right, and so now I am open to the real possibility right now that because we've made a lower low, if we start to get a move back up toward this area, we need to be looking for another lower high to potentially come down even lower, right? Now look at this, what I just drew on the chart, because this, in my opinion, is what's probably what I would like to happen. I shouldn't say this is most likely going to happen. This is what I would most want to happen. And the reason why is because if it does happen, it will set us up for one of the most bullish scenarios that we could possibly wish for in this bull market, which is coming back down to retest the high 40s, low 50s. If we take a look back at our weekly time frame, we can see that the high 40s, low 50s is our last area of resistance that we had before the big breakout, and it's pretty much our last major zone of support that we have before we see lower prices, right? This is a very key zone. It was resistance in December 2021, resistance in March 2022, resistance in January, and then we flipped it into support right back here. And so, if we're going to Bart-Simpson pattern, as it's called, right, then where is the target of our Bart-Simpson pattern, right? If this whole thing is going to be a Bart-Simpson pattern, and especially if we're looking at the higher term time frames, even if we do something like this, right, the target of our Bart-Simpson pattern is to fill all this inefficiency that we made in those 3 weeks where it just went straight up nonstop, right? And then we come back down to a major zone support, resistance flip. And so that's where, personally, for me, I'd say, you know what, this is a very nice target, low 50s, high 40s, where people are going to be very scared. Think of how scared people were. It's actually pretty crazy. On Friday and Saturday, people are very, very, very scared in these markets. I'm not saying people shouldn't be scared. There's things going on in the world, but I don't think it's a good time to be scared as far as like selling your crypto or whatever, right? People are scared because we got a 15% move to the downside. Imagine how scared people are going to be when we get another 20 to 23% move to the downside. Altcoins are going to be bleeding, Bitcoin's going down, losing 50K. People are going to think this is the end, all right? What we need to be looking for, as everybody is very scared and the thumbnails are bearish, and look, I've already got the bearish thumbnails ready to go, baby. You know, I've already made the bearish thumbnails and the titles. I've already made the titles. Bitcoin loses 50K. You should see the face. Oh my goodness, crazy. The open mouth, the little beads of saliva hanging from tooth to tooth. All right, nose hairs unshaved, eyes bloodshot because I've been up all night watching the charts and I don't sleep. Wrinkles in the forehead, looking old and wrinkly because I just don't sleep and I stay up all night, every night looking at the charts. All right, unshaven. Now, when we come down to this area, right, what do we want to see on Market Cipher? We want to see a momentum wave coming nice and deep, right? Nice and deep. And if we see that, a deep momentum wave, lower than the previous deep momentum wave on the daily, that to me is a major, major bottom signal and a major, major continuation pattern. And this is one of the opportunities that I actually hope for, because this will make a lot of money in this bull market, which we are in, right? I highly doubt we are heading into a bear market here. All right, I highly, highly doubt we're heading into a bear market here. We're coming up to the resistance, all right? So we can look at this chart. We take a look at the resistance, which we had back from the last bull market. And is there any surprise that as we come up to the resistance, we're consolidating, right? We're finding resistance at resistance. To me, this is not bearish, right? This is bullish. This is bullish. And even if we get a little bit more of a pullback from here, this is still bullish. We would expect at resistance to find a little bit of resistance, right? And so this is the bigger picture, and this is what we need to, in my opinion, keep our eyes on, because of course this is not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor. But this is definitely something that I am keeping my eyes on, right? Understanding that the higher term timeframes are still bullish, and right now, based on my own personal view on this market, dips are buy the dip opportunities. And if there's fundamental news that comes out, FUD and this and that, that's even more bearish, I will be getting even more and more greedy. All right? If crazy things happen with wars, rumors of wars and all this, I will be getting more greedy. Because you have to think of it this way too, right? You have to think of it this way too. Either crypto has a future or it doesn't. Now, if crypto does not have a future, I would assume that the world is going to be so crazy that none of this stuff even really matters. But if it does have a future, that means any kind of bearish news or any kind of FUD or any kind of black swan that dumps the price really, really fast is going to be an opportunity for us to buy cheap, right? And if you're buying cheap, then you're going to be making money in the long run. It takes me back to 2022, November, FTX went down. I was buying irresponsibly down here as much as I could, and my reasoning for it was the same as my reasoning in case of a big correction here, which is if Bitcoin has a future, you know you're not buying the top if you're buying here, right? If Bitcoin has a future, which I am fully convinced it does, and you probably do too if you're watching this, then we know we're not buying the top when we're buying these huge, massive FUD sell-offs, right? And when we're in a bull market and we get huge, massive FUD sell-offs, same mentality. Does Bitcoin have a future? If you think no, then okay, then don't buy. But if you think yes, then you are getting an opportunity, right? So until this sideways range cracks, all right, with 59K as our bottom, 74K as our top, until we break one way or another from this with an actual follow through, like let's say we lose 59K and then we come back up like this and we can't do it, then I'd say, yeah, much lower is possible. But really the reality is even now, until we lose 59K, this thing is not even bearish yet, right? This thing is not even bearish yet. We printed a red dot on the weekly and we've been going sideways since February. So February, let's say March, right? So it's been a month and a half, about 6 weeks of sideways. 6 weeks of sideways, guys, that is not bearish. All right, that's consolidation in a bull market. Right? If this thing had topped out and then in 6 weeks, you know, we're coming back down below 50 and stuff, then that looks more bearish. But so far, price is holding these levels pretty nicely, in my opinion. All right? And that's another thing. This is just my opinion. This is not advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet with a Pikachu hat and a plunger on the face. Okay? And I've only used this plunger twice. So it doesn't smell too bad. All right? It doesn't smell too bad. So let's see. I'm in a few Bitcoin trades. Let me check them out here. I'm in the Bitcoin long. Just a little bit of a scalp trade. And let's see here. What about the halving? Yeah, so that's a good question. Look, so for me, the halving, it's bullish in the long run, right? Does it mean anything in the short run? The answer is I don't know. I don't know. And here's the thing. I don't really think anyone knows either. Because this cycle is different. In the sense that we've hit our all-time high before the halving, right? So the only thing I would say is be prepared for volatility with a mindset that is bullish long-term. That's my personal view, all right? That's my personal view. I am prepared for volatility at the halving, potential big pullbacks and or big pumps with a long-term view that is bullish. So in around, 2025-ish, February, March, that's when I'm going to be mostly back out of my long-term positions and back into cash, all right? Do I take geopolitical events into consideration? So here's the thing. I am a technical trader, and I'm not going to deny that geopolitical events can push the market in a certain direction, right? But in general, no, I don't take those things into consideration because, in my opinion, they do not change the plan for Bitcoin or really anything you're trading. Because if you're a technical trader, you're trading what the charts say. And events might assist the chart in what you already thought was going to happen. So like a great example is, the most recent example I should say, is all the way back here in 2022, okay, when we had this big drop because FTX went down. All right, I was short from here. You guys can't see. Let me show you. I was short from here. When FTX went down, I was short from here. Why was I short from here? Because the chart was giving literally one of the most bearish signals it could possibly print, right? At all my major swing long trades this market cycle, where I made like $50,000 multiple times longing, I had the opposite signal up here. Before FTX went down. FTX, the news came out, the FUD came out right here. All right, this is when CZ tweeted, hey, you know, I was going to help FTX out, but it turns out they're insolvent. And that's when the big drop came, all right? We were short in the Casper crew from here because Market Cipher B had the money flow cross from the blue into the purple on the 4-hour time frame with a massive bearish divergence, all right? So the chart was already very bearish, and then the news comes out, and that dumps Bitcoin even more. All right, now let's say something crazy happens, right? Let's say, you know, someone gets something new. They get something new and clear at the same time. It's new and clear, and they use it, all right? That happens. Let's just say that happens, all right? Well, the chart already is telling me sideways and down is most probable, all right? So yeah, that would just kind of fit. The geopolitical event would fit the chart. And we could get a big move down to some of the supports that we have, namely 50K and then around 43K. And then in a worst case scenario, I'd say around 30K, right? If that happens, I would say this is even still part of my technical plan based on the chart. Because I believe we're heading into a bull market. And so if we get Bitcoin down at 50K, if we get Bitcoin down at 42K or even 30K, that does not affect my view of the chart. The chart is still telling me Bitcoin is at major support. And I guarantee at these times we're going to have bullish divergences. And objectively speaking, the Bitcoin price will be very, very, very cheap. And so that would not affect my decisions, right? Again, we have to think to ourselves here. And look, if you're not in this boat, fine. But the money is controlled, guys. If you don't believe that, then you just haven't looked into it, right? Money is fake and controlled. Wars are all bought and paid for by people who have a lot of money. And the people who have a lot of money want to make more money. And the way they make more money is in these markets, right? The way people make money when they have a lot of money is these markets. And so when the markets dump, the people who have a lot of money salivate because that's when they make a lot of money. Let's look at what happened in the last crisis back in 2020, right? All the rich people got much, 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 much richer. Why? Because the markets dumped. And they had money and they bought and then they pumped their own bags, right? So we have to think like that. The game is when the average person's getting wrecked and when the average person is scared, we need to be thinking, all right, who's going to be profiting from this and how can we also profit from this? And right now, in my opinion, Bitcoin is in the same category as other risk assets because it's undeniable in my opinion right now that it's being taken much more seriously than it was, like, let's say 2 market cycles ago. And people are viewing it as another place to diversify their portfolios, right? They're looking at it as another place to diversify. So, and we have the whole ETF that just happened here as well. So, yeah, I think dumps could be quite bullish. All right, huge shout out to our super chats in the house, as Bitcoin is taking a little bit of a tumble here. All right, let's see, Bitcoin taking a tumble. We're up right now 27K on our Bitcoin short. Shout out to all our super chats in the house. Let's take a look. All right, Richie, could we take a look at ILV and Gala? Yeah, we could take a look at Gala. You know, maybe I should buy some altcoins today. I'm actually waiting for a little bit more blood in the streets before I buy any altcoins, to be honest with you. I would love to see some more blood in the streets here, and then I'm putting, I think I'm gonna put aside like 100K and put it into alts, and hopefully I do it live too. I'd love to put 100K into alts live, but I want to see like a mind-numbing, earth-shattering, like while the bombs are going off, I'm gonna be live streaming buying altcoins. That would be pretty epic. All right, that would be epic. All right, and look, I'm off grid too, so I don't have to worry about the grid going down. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at Gala. Unless I get bombs dropped on me, in that case I'll be dead, and then none of this will matter. Which is a great reminder, guys. You know, this stuff in the long run doesn't matter. All that matters is your relationship with God and relationship with other people in your life, because life is very, 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 very short. And it's a shame that so many people waste it by fighting each other. But it is what it is, right? Because humanity's fallen and sinful. So if it's going to be that way, my mindset is, as long as I'm alive, let me just take advantage of the things I can do. And if I die, then I die. All right. All right, Gala. Guys, so Gala is, in my opinion, a bullish asset. And you know what? I would be looking to buy some Gala here. The best place to buy Gala, in my opinion, is a retest of our trend line, which is also the target of this. Well, actually, that's not true. We had the target breakout of this head and shoulders. But a retest of this trend line, what a great place, in my opinion, to get some Gala. Let's pull a fib low to high. So we're already at the Fibonacci golden pocket, getting a little bit of a bounce. So a major buy zone for me on Gala would be right here. But obviously, dipping below the trend line again is also a really good buy zone for Gala, right? We bought Gala back in December, live actually, because of this coming up to the resistance here. And I said, as long as we're below this resistance, I will be buying Gala. We bought under the trend line, boom, got a big break, all right, for a nice 200% gain. All right, so this box right here, it would be buy zone number 1 for me. This is a very key Fibonacci zone, and it's a retest of a trend line support resistance flip. When we look at the weekly market Cipher B, it looks like the next weekly dot that we're going to get is actually going to give us a bigger push to the upside, because we will get a money flow cross. Yeah, we'll get a money flow cross, and those money flow crosses on the weekly are very, very, very bullish. All right, let's check out ILV. Yeah, so ILV for me also, this is a buy zone. We do have bearish div on the weekly, but if this is going to continue bullish, for me, this is buy zone number 1. Absolutely. Absolutely buy zone number 1. We have had a nice bullish divergence on the weekly. We've changed market structure. And look, these pullbacks are opportunities in my opinion. So I'm personally not buying this coin right now. But this is the plan I've had basically for a number of weeks now, where if we can basically come back down into this box, which is the historic support resistance flip, then this is a place to be accumulating. And then once everything is said and done and the pullbacks are over, then we shoot for the highs. That's a potential 1,000% gain right here. So in my opinion, ILV, the chart itself looks pretty nice, right? Again, we have to think we're heading into a bull market. Things are looking bullish on the higher time frames. In the medium time frames, things are looking bearish, but I'm looking at these pullbacks as opportunities to buy assets that are going to appreciate in value over the next year. All right, so we got to keep our eyes on the higher term time frame here. All right, let's see who else we got in the chat here. All right, no more super chats. Awesome. All right, guys, you guys are amazing. I love all of you. God bless you all. What's the max leverage multiplier I should use? I'd say you're asking the wrong question, my friend. I'd say you are asking the wrong question. Yeah, shout out to Caesar. He says, there's no human that's lost money holding for at least 4 years. Yeah, that's pretty true. Weekly hidden bull div might print next week, says Ben. For Bitcoin, that would be nuts. I mean, that would be crazy. If that happened, that'd be nice, actually. That'd be real nice. All right, Bitcoin's taking a little tank. All right. Taking a little bit of a tank here. Let's see, my long trade very well may get stopped out here. My long trade very well may get stopped out here. Short trade, not too bad, to be honest with you. All right. What do I think about just holding positions and eventually adding more in the big dips until the end of 2024? Yeah, that is a strategy. I'm not a big fan of it just because for me it's not precise enough. I'd rather be more precise. So I'm kind of like, my personal view right now is I would like to during bull markets primarily be selling and or just longing Bitcoin. But yeah, it can work. It works for a lot of people. The problem is we never really know when the top is, right? So if we're going to be holding until the end of 2024, yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good place to be looking to get out. But yeah, for me it's not precise enough. I like to buy like in massive bear markets and sell in the bull. All right, so can we look at Jasmi? Yeah, we can take a quick look at Jasmi. Jasmi. All right, so Jasmi, in my opinion, is looking like if she can come back down to this box at the 618, right? This is the 618 fib zone. That to me is the place where I would be interested in really getting into Jasmi here, right? Just looking at the chart, we see a support level back here from 2021. We see a resistance, a resistance, a resistance, and then a big break. And then coming back down, it's the Fibonacci pull from low to high after a change of market structure. To me, this is the real place to be looking to get in to Jasmi, right? In my opinion. I'm bullish on it. I hold some Jasmi. I bought some Jasmi on live stream back in December. So, you know, I'm currently still up on that quite a bit. About 180%. I have taken a little bit of it out just to cover my initial investment. And yeah, I would love to add more when we come back down to this golden pocket zone, right? It's very similar to how Bitcoin is looking. We've got this triangle of consolidation right here, right? We've got this triangle of consolidation. And so let's just get a big old dump. And if we do, coming back down to this box is going to be coming back down to the last area of support resistance that we have here, right? So just in continuing with the bull market, you know, it does look pretty nice, right? It does look pretty nice. Best place to buy Filecoin. I mean, for me, MEXC is what I like to buy my stuff on right now. MEXC, all right? MEXC, that's what I like. Yeah, I love me some MEXC, all right? I love me some MEXC. All right, Bitcoin getting a bit of a bleed here. Let's go down to our lower term time frames. Check out our 1 minute here. Now remember, guys, this yellow line here is the trend line. Right, this yellow line right here is the trend line. So this is a key level. All right, it's interesting. We are holding it. We are flirting with it. We're holding it. We're flirting, and we're holding. All right. That's how most crypto traders should be. Just flirt with your wife while you hold your crypto and talk to her about, hey, babe, you know, just give me 4 more years. We're going to be rich, all right? That's how I flirt with my wife. Hey babe, trust me. Look, when my crypto finally pops off, babe. Look, look, let me tell you, all right? Once Jasmi pops off, man, babe, I'm gonna buy you a new ring. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna buy you flowers every day. We'll be rich, you know? Man, Bitcoin in a slow kind of downward deal right here. 20x would be max leverage. Guys, don't worry about leverage, all right? Is 20x leverage with a 10% stop loss good? No, it's not good, Koopa's Cross. It's not good, all right? It's not good. It's not good. All right, leverage. You're thinking about it from the wrong way, my friend. All right. I mean, you might be able to set that up, but honestly, your leverage should be determined by your position size, and your position size should be determined by your stop loss. All right. So, like, let's say, for example, that you want to long this level, right? You want to long this, let's say you want to long this box, all right? You have a plan. You say, if the asset comes down into this box with certain confirmations, I'll look to long it, all right? So this is how you come up with your trading plan, right? You say to yourself, all right, I'm going to long here. My stop loss goes underneath where my idea becomes wrong, because if we don't bounce from the box, that means my idea is wrong, right? And then let's say your target is up here, right? It's 5 times more reward than risk. The way you determine your leverage and your stop loss and your position size is by knowing how much do you want to lose on the trade if things go against you. How much are you willing to lose? All right, let's say you have $1,000, all right, and you need a 2% stop loss. Let's say you only want to lose $20, 20%. I'm sorry, 2% of your whole stack, right? You have $1,000. You say the max I'm going to risk is $20. What does that mean? That means you put onto the trade $1,000 with a 2% stop loss, and if you get stopped out, you lose $20. Whether you're doing this with 2x leverage or 20x leverage, it literally makes no difference. If that sounds crazy to you, please go watch my videos about leverage on my YouTube channel, where I show you how I enter a trade with 1x leverage, 50x, and 100x while risking the same amount of money, because the leverage doesn't matter. The only reason you should be using leverage is if A, you're not keeping all your money on the exchange, which I recommend. B, you're trading multiple pairs from one account, so you need to have extra capital free, so you leverage up some of your capital. Or C, because for psychological purposes, your leverage is your backup stop loss, and you're leveraging up a small amount of capital, right? People have these weird ideas, 20x leverage with a 10% stop and all this. It's about how much are you risking per trade, and how much are you potentially going to make per trade. Right? We have to think. We got to put the dang probabilities in our favor here. So that means we know in advance how much we're going to lose every trade we take. We should know in advance how much we're going to win every trade we take, and that determines how much money we put on the trade. And then the leverage just has to fit into that, right? The leverage can be, you can use different leverages while you're still using that same plan, right? I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. It took me a long time to understand leverage versus margin and all these things as well, right? The thing is, most people who talk about leverage on YouTube are not day traders, right? They're like hodlers, and they're hodlers basically, or maybe swing traders, right? And so they'll tell you, don't use leverage because you'll get wrecked. Or they say leverage multiplies the risk and it multiplies the loss. But you can tell they're not actually day traders, because if they were, they would tell you what I just told you. Right? So before you even worry about leverage, learn the basics of trading. All right? Learn the basics of trading. Check out the Casper crew, right? Join the VIP Discord. We give multiple live streams every single day. All right, we give the juicy trade setups. We pretty much every major pivot long on this whole last move up was given in advance. And even the short trade I'm in now, even though I didn't give the setup, I told people look for a CDW of the high, which we did get, right? In the Casper Crew VIP Discord, we have a community that with expert traders, and they're doing this full time, guys. All right, they're posting their trades, they're posting their setups, they're going live for you. You will learn so much in there. Plus, we have a whole entire beginners course in the Discord that teaches you all about leverage. Right, we have a whole beginner zone in here. A beginner zone, like a mini course, goes over everything you need to know with quizzes, so that you know we know that you know what's going on here, right? All this kind of stuff here. Videos, quizzes, all this stuff. Plus, we have something called the Journey, which is a spot trading journey to help new traders understand like how to be patient and disciplined and grow a small account. Plus, it's the best trading community in the world. And it's not just me in here posting stuff. We got Boyan, we got K-Pax, all right, posting their setups, posting their trades. Look at K-Pax, man, absolutely crushing it. Crushing it, all right? Crushing it. So, JasonCasperTrading.com. And we also have courses and a whole bunch of educational stuff in there. Look, you don't even have to take my stuff. I don't care if you take my courses or whatever, all right? I really don't. But I would say this, right? I would say this. Before you trade, make sure that you know what you're doing. Please. Please. It doesn't have to be for me. But just please make sure that you know what you're doing first. Otherwise, you're going to lose so much money. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Do I own any Ethereum? Yeah, I own some Ethereum. I own me some Ethereum. All right, huge shout out to iBird. He says, Radix and Vechain, please. Yeah, we can check out Radix and Vechain. Yeah, let's check them out real quick. All right, so Vechain for me, I'll be honest. My general idea is something like this, all right? My general idea for Vechain is something like this. All right. We've had a breakout of an inverse head and shoulders, and we're coming back right down now to retest it. So basically for me, coming back down below this is a nice buy zone, obviously, for Vechain. But there is a chance we could bounce from this line. A lot of this depends, guys, on what Bitcoin's going to do. Right? If Bitcoin's going to nuke, then we would expect altcoins also to nuke. If Bitcoin's going to hold 59K, this could actually be the scenario that plays out here, right? This is my general plan for Vechain right here. We've had a break of market structure. If we hold, if we're coming back down to retest this last area of support resistance flip, this for me is a buy zone on spot. All right, this to me is a buy zone on spot. Huge shout out to Trader Geo. All right, for a super chat, $50 Canadian dollars. So I guess, I don't know, us Americans don't know anything about Canada, except for Tim Hortons. Word on the street is the world gained a new baby trader. God bless, brother. Congrats to you and Big West 28. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate your super chat. Yeah, the baby was born yesterday morning. Yep. Shout out to Big West 28, pushing out the baby. She's a pro baby pusher. A pro baby pusher. All right, so Bitcoin, look at this, man. Just ranging and chopping, baby. Ranging and chopping. Long trades hanging on by a thread. Short trades in profit. I hear Trader Geo's in profit. Trader Geo, by the way, is a YouTuber. Make sure to check him out. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to his channel. Shout out to Dave Digital. He says Boom is a scam, unfortunately. Is that true? Is that verified? Thoughts on Book of Meme? I mean, I bought some Book of Meme because I thought it's called Book of Meme. It's probably going to pump, but it did not, you know? It did not. Yeah, it did not. Right, shout out to Dave Digital holding it down with the wrench. What do I think about ICP long term? I'll be honest with you, I'm bullish on ICP long term. All right? Looks like we got some lag in here. Yeah, I'm bullish on ICP long term. I really am. I really am. Canada and USA, what a strange relationship we have. That is true. That is true. I've been to Canada a number of times. You know? I've been there a number of times. And all I can say is I do like Tim Hortons. But maybe that's just because it was novel, you know? And I was much younger when I went to Canada, so lots of fast food places were novel to me when I traveled all around. In-N-Out Burger, Del Taco. What are some other novel restaurants, chains that I thought were too good to be true? Tim Hortons. Man, I can't think of any others. There were a bunch. All right. Radix, right, RDX. Shout out to iBird. Thank you for reminding me. I made the kid yesterday. I mean, I didn't make the kid yesterday, bro. I made the kid 9 months ago. All right? I made the kid 9 months ago. And, yeah, my wife gave birth to the kid yesterday. All right? But I made the kid 9 months ago. All right, is Radix... Yeah, let me check it out real quick here. Is Radix RDX or RXD? I'm assuming it's RDX, but I can't find it. What's the ticker for it, iBird? Let me know the ticker. Do I eat gravy made from my beef and pork fat? Well, personally, I don't eat pork, but I am a big fan of tallow. To cook in tallow, which is beef fat. It's basically beef lard. So, yeah. All right, iBird. Let me know, bro. What's the ticker for Radix? Oh, he meant I became a father yesterday. That's true. I have my third kid. It's crazy, you know. I asked my 2-year-old. I was having a heart-to-heart with my 2-year-old. I'm like, his name is Daniel Fibonacci Carl Casper. And that's right, he's named after Daniel from Chart Champions and Carl from the Moon. I said, Daniel Fibonacci Carl Casper, do you think I'm ready to be a dad? I just don't feel ready. He told me no, he doesn't think I'm ready. I'm like, well, that's not very encouraging, son. But, you know, now that the baby's here, I feel a little ready. All right, I feel a little bit ready. You know, XRD, he's real chill, man. He's a chill baby, I'll tell you. He doesn't really cry much. All right, let's check out Radix. All right, so look, here's the deal with Radix. Radix is coming right down right now to a massive major support resistance flip. All right. So I would say that, let's pull a fib from low to high. Yeah, this is a nice place to start accumulating, and I would say, you know, for me, coming back down into this box right here, where we have the Fibonacci golden pocket, the 786, we have ourselves the retest of the trend line. Can't go wrong after a weekly money flow cross, right? Now again, remember, a lot of this does depend on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin wants to do, because you know, Bitcoin, if it tanks, if it's going to lose 59K and go down to 52, these altcoins are going to bleed like crazy, all right? But if Bitcoin holds the bottom of the range, we could see another alt season, right? Let's say Bitcoin holds the bottom of the range and it just consolidates for a long time, right? We could see something like this happen, all right? So let that be what it is, all right? Yeah, Daniel Carl Fibonacci Casper. No, Daniel Fibonacci Carl Casper. Daniel Fibonacci Carl Casper. So his name is Daniel Fibonacci CC. All right, go long and listen to 4chan. There is wave coming. yeah, there's definitely a wave coming for Bitcoin, you know? So going long, you got to be careful. Like you're talking to leverage traders here, right? Do I think walking is a game changer for fat loss? Of course it is. Of course it is. Imagine if you could just increase your total daily energy expenditure by, I mean, honestly, like I'm a 205 pound, 6'3" guy, right? So, you know, if I did nothing all day, I need like 3,200 calories or whatever to maintain my weight. Something like that, right? So imagine now you just add like walk, you know, 3-4 hours a day while you're doing work anyway. You burn in an extra 1,500 calories that you could eat per day. Like an extra 1,500 calories you could eat every day and not gain any fat, right? So yeah, it's a game changer. Now imagine if you walk on the treadmill and you don't eat an extra 2,000 calories a day. Now you just put yourself into a deficit. Now if you're eating high quality calories and you're lifting heavy weights and you're walking on a treadmill, like right now I'm walking 2.5 miles per hour. I mean, that's so slow. This does not tire you out. This does not make you hungry. This is a light, leisurely walk. All right? It's cheating, basically. It's like cheating. All right? You're not thinking, oh, I can't wait to be done with this walk. No, you're just enjoying life, streaming, not out of breath. But if you do this 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, yeah, you got yourself an extra however many calories, thousands, and then you don't have to worry about getting fat, man. It's a total game changer. All right? It's a total game changer. All right. Intermittent fasting. I'm a fan of intermittent fasting as well. I'm currently doing intermittent fasting. Ever since I got back from my my Florida vacation of complete an epic cheat 2 weeks and gained like 15 pounds in 2 weeks, I've been doing intermittent fasting. Shout out to Yoni. Thank you very much. Do I follow the news? I've been kind of following the news. I don't really follow it, to be honest with you. I don't have the brain capacity to follow it. You know, so I make sure I know in general what's going on. But look, you got, at the end of the day, you just got to focus on your own life. You know, I know it sucks that things are going on, but you just got to focus on your own life, because you can only focus on your own sphere of influence. Right? If you're going to focus on spheres that you have no influence in, you're just wasting your energy on something that you just can't do anything about. You know, I'm aware of these things, and like I said, I talked about how I feel geopolitical events affect the market and how I plan to basically profit no matter what happens, all right? Shout out to Stessen, who says, can you check Manta and ICP? Yeah, we can check Manta and ICP. All right. First, let's check out ICP. Insane Clown Posse. Man, shout out to everybody who got long on a little ICP. All right, so yeah, look, ICP, bullish break, bear divs on the weekly now. I mean, look, the best place to be getting in my opinion, would be coming back down to retest this area right around here. The 786 fib and the retest of that Fibonacci, the retest of that trend line. I'm bullish on ICP. I absolutely am. I'm absolutely bullish on ICP. I would love to see something like this on ICP. Because here's the thing, once we start taking out these highs, we're going to very quickly squeeze up to here, right? So this gives us a very nice, I'm talking around the $7 zone, 750-ish. We're looking at a potential 1,000% on it, right? And we're also looking at a really good like risk to reward ratio on this thing, right? And this is assuming, this risk to reward ratio is assuming we even put in another lower low, which, by the way, if we do, would be a very, very bullish thing, because we'd have insane bullish divergences. But yeah, coming down to around that $7 zone, really nice support resistance split. Shout out to Prion. He says, my son has an amazing father. Well, I pray I can be a really good father. I really do pray that. All right, Manta. We got to check out Manta. Manta. Oof, man, this thing is beat down like crazy. So I don't see any bullish divergences on it. The only thing I would say is like, the only thing I could say is, you know, it did look like a nice kind of liquidity grab here. It did look like a nice liquidity grab here. We have a big bottom on the daily, but no bullish divergences really. I don't know. Yeah, I would wait for some kind of sign of strength, some kind of sign of market structure change here, which we don't even have on the 4 hour. Like if this had given us a higher high right here to take out these highs, I would have said, you know, look for the retest onto the Fibonacci golden pocket, but we obviously don't have that. So yeah, I don't know. But all right guys, I'm gonna head out. It's been a great stream. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Even if you're not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. Thank you to everybody for the congratulations. I love you all. I really do. And yeah, I'll probably maybe see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to like the stream. Peace.